Hi guys, I'm Gian Arginel. Welcome to my channel, and I'm so excited for today's video because today I'm going to be recreating 3 items from CB2 and everything looks so legit, you guys. So using my DIY skills, I'm going to show to you how I fold them all up. And I think I did a pretty good job. But before we start, if you're new here in my channel, which probably you are, my channel is all about DIYing and recreating trendy and high-end home decors using inexpensive materials and stuff that you probably already have in your home. So please consider to subscribe because I post 2 brand new videos every single week, and might as well hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I have a new uploaded video. And also follow me on my social media account at Gian Arginel. Links are down below, and let's get started. Our first DIY will be recreating this Topanga bamboo hurricane, and it costs about $64 US. So I'm going to create my own twist on this piece, and let's see how I do it. So the materials you need are paper tubes, glue gun, scissors, acrylic paint, paintbrush, and a mason jar lid. So the first step in doing this DIY is we're going to create some paper tubes. This is going to be the replacement of the bamboo spikes on our sculpture. It's definitely more economical and very easy to do. So to create these paper tubes, all you need is an office paper, scissors, Elmer's glue, and some wooden skewers. So making your paper tubes is very simple. You just need to fold your paper lengthwise. I divided mine in 6 sections. And then I went ahead and secured my edge with some Elmer's glue. And then I took my skewers and used it to roll my paper stripes just like shown. And I just need to repeat the process until I have enough paper tubes to work on. And then for our next step, we're going to be painting our paper tubes. So I mix up some pink and white acrylic paint and add some tan color to create this coral blush tone. And then I just went ahead and applied on my paper tube with this medium-sized brush. This process is a little bit quite messy, but it's all worth it in the end. And you need to make sure that all the paper tubes should be fully coated with this paint. And this is what makes the paper tubes not looking like a paper tubes anymore. And look at the color, it's pink but very neutral as well. And then after that, I just used my wooden dowel to lay my paper tubes off the table while it was drying. I just let my paper tubes to fully dry for about an hour. And then once it was dry, I would be very honest with you guys, I don't know what's the problem, but I think it's on the paint. I have mixed 4 brands of paint on this concoction, and maybe that's the reason why my paint doesn't dry very well. It's a little bit sticky, I don't know, But so to resolve that issue, I took a brush and some baby powder and lightly brushed it onto my paper tubes. And it seems to work. The paper tubes is not sticky anymore. And then the next step is I just took this golden jar lid and I'm going to be using this as the base of our sculpture. And I just quickly cut it with a pair of scissors. And then after that, I just went ahead and attached all my spikes with some hot glue. I found that the easiest way to attach my spikes is by holding my piece sideways so that the spikes won't fall off and they will stay where I want them to stay. I'm so in love with the color of my paper tubes. It pretty much reminds me of the shelf makeover that I did on TikTok, where I painted these two plastic containers with the same pink kind of tone and some baking soda. If you want to see my shelf makeover DIY, you can also follow me on my TikTok account. I will put a link down below. And I just continue attaching all of my spikes just like shown until I ran out of spikes. You can add some more and make it more full if you want to, but for me, a more minimal approach is what I'm going for. And I just continue my process until I run out of spikes and we're essentially done with our project. And I'm so happy on how this turned out. And if you already have the paint, this project may only cost you as low as $3. The second DIY is the most popular of them all. I have seen many YouTubers have this in their house, and what I'm talking about is this fur Mongolian sheepskin. This throw blanket cost a whopping $335 US. It's so expensive. So instead of buying this expensive throw, I searched online and found this faux sheep fur fabric. This costs $7. Shipping fee is not included, but it's very cheap. I bought 2 yards that cost me $14, and I make sure to put a link down below so you can check this out. I was dreaming for such a long time to have this Mongolian fur blanket, so I'm so happy that I found a replica that is on a more affordable price. I save a lot of money and I get the look for a more cheaper price. And the best thing about this is there's no animals harm in doing this project. It's not as luxe as the original piece, but for $14, it's not bad. This last DIY is legitimately good. I'm going to be recreating this glazed black marble vanity mirror, and this piece costs $65. So here are the list of materials you need. And by the way, all of the materials that I've used in this project will be listed down below. So to start this project, I cut my wood using the width of my mirror that I'm going to use as a guide. And it's so easy because I just use the width of my mirror to measure out my wood. And I just went ahead and cut it with this handheld saw. And then after that, I just took my sandpaper just to smoothen out the edges. So I have now these 3 pieces of wood that's been cut. And then I just attach my wood pieces together using some wood glue and some screws. that I have assembled my pieces, I took my pre-mixed wall putty and fill up the whole surface of my wood. I just make sure that the grains and the gaps will be fully covered so that it will resemble like a stone piece that's been cut, then supposed to just a wood that is buttoned up together. After that, I apply my wall putty. I just let this to fully dry for about an hour or so, and once it was dry, I sand all the surface smooth. Now that I'm happy with the smoothness of my piece, I bring it outside and hit it with 2 coats of this gloss black spray paint. And then I'll just let it dry fully. Now that my piece is dry and looking like stone, if you ask me, next step is the most exciting part because we're going to be hydro dripping. I just took a bowl of water and dropped some white and gray nail polish on the top, and from there I took my wooden pieces and dip it to the water. As you can see, everything that you dip in this water will pick up all of the nail polish, and this will create this veined marble look. You can pretty much repeat the process 2 to 3 times for a more busier veins. And once you are happy with your design, I just go ahead and let this dry. And for the last step, I just took my square mirror that I'm going to be used on this project and used this black electric tape to give this a faux frame look. And after that, we're essentially done. I would be very honest with you guys, the downside of this project is because the base was made of wood, it's not heavy enough to support the mirror. But I found out that if you use this mirror on a landscape orientation, this piece could actually work out. This mirror is amazing, it's so legitimately good. I really love how this piece turned out. And I was able to create this piece for only $8. So those are my CB2 DIY for today, guys. I hope you get inspired and create one for your home as well. And if you want to see more of these kinds of DIY, or you have any suggestions or ideas for my future projects, feel free to leave a comment down below. I really have a good time doing all of these DIYs, and once again, I would like you to invite to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time a new uploaded video. Follow me on my Instagram account at Gian Arginel. And I think that's all. I hope you have an amazing day ahead, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye, guys.